Welcome back to Enlightened Trading. I'm your host, Conrad, and today we have another look at the stock market. So as usual, this is my TradingView page. Go check it out for some updates and for some trading ideas as well. Mostly posting about the Bitcoin space and the crypto space lately. So moving on to my Instagram, also make sure you follow me over here, for some fun along the way, posting memes on a regular basis. So as well, jumping into the charts, make sure you watch my latest video on the stock market, because I said that we most likely are now looking at a rising wedge. I'm not too big of a fan of rising wedges because even though they are bearish signs, it very much depends on the steepness and the space in general. If a breakdown of these rising wedges are significant, likely, or even important. So and we had this rising wedge, but it was so bullish in a sense, so positive for the price, that even though we broke down clearly, we have not yet retested it, and most likely won't actually. And if it won't be significant in my opinion, because you can see we held up very nicely. We made a higher low for the daily time frame and are now actually almost at the highs of this price move. The high is at 2,893 about, so that would be the target for the next breakout. If it happens, I do think it will be positive. It will be even better if we consolidate here a bit longer and don't actually break out today above this high. And you can see once again the TD sequential acting very nice here at this 9. I did say that I don't know if we were already at the 9 or if we were at an 8, but I did say that the coming 9 will be pretty important, and it actually most likely will break the rising wedge. And now, as you can see, it did just that, and we now had a 1 to 4 candle textbook correction and have now a green 2 above a green 1 on the T sequential. So this is also signaling bullish and positive trades or long trades to the upside, and most likely then going into resistance. We have the 0.618 Fibonacci at 2,938 coming up, so this will be an important target. And after that, I would look out for 3,000 psychological and setup trendline resistance. So as I said, I would look for consolidation here. It really doesn't really matter if we hold 2,718 to the point. We can break short a little, as long as, of course, this tends to be a healthy consolidation sideways. I would look out for a next move higher, although this bounce is a bit extended. If you look at the 3-day, you can see we are now at the green 7. The 8 will be coming tomorrow, so that would be a thing to look out for. And on a daily, as I said, we are now bullish again, and the weekly is still at 4. You can see this is a very steep rebound and looks pretty positive in general, although the economic side from a global perspective hasn't really changed much. So that's it for SPY. Moving on to major stocks, so stay tuned since we get some important updates. And you can see jumping into Amazon here, we had this inverse head and shoulders I talked about many times, and it has now completed very nicely. We broke above it significantly. We're now almost already over my target. Actually, I was looking out for 2,200 to act as resistance maybe, but we significantly broke through it. If you go to the daily time frame, then you can see we gapped. No, we actually didn't gap above it, but we significantly broke above it. So that's of course positive. And we then had a short correction sideways off the 9 actually. So once again acting very nice as an indicator that a correction sideways or either through time or through price is coming, and of course it did happen. So that's once again hats off to the TD sequential. And since this is still sideways, I would look out again for a breakout, although I would never I wouldn't enter up here. I would put in positions down about 2234, 37, 50, around this area to catch a higher low on a daily time frame and a retest of resistance of 2200. So that's a pretty strong Amazon stock here currently. If we activate the vortex moving averages, then you can see these are aligning very nicely currently, and the 21 daily is also coming up pretty fast. So yeah, okay. So that's it for Amazon. Tesla already again today breaking above its prior correction or swing high. So that's pretty nice. We're now pretty close to its all-time high actually. We almost broke to 800 today. So that's pretty positive for Tesla. If we pull by Fibonacci, then you can see we consolidated around 0.618, and it doesn't look like it's respecting the Fibonacci too much, but it's still pretty bullish in general. In general, I would look out for if we really move higher, I would look out for 950, about a bit below 946.45 to act as resistance, and then send us lower a bit, maybe to the moving averages. Around 650 to then rebound. So maybe this could look like this. We move a bit higher, find resistance, and then bounce lower and move sideways, and then break out to the upside if of course stock market keeps acting bullish. So that's pretty positive for Tesla. I mean, I would still be holding my trade. I most likely would now consider exiting a majority of my position if I hadn't done yet, because we are my trade would be pretty much in the green. Yeah, over 110%. So that's way off my target, and I would now be most likely out of my position in Tesla. So looking at Apple, I said we could have the possibility for an inverse head and shoulders here on Apple, and this is what I drew. I mean, it looks like a dick, but that's how it's supposed to be. I will delete the vortex moving averages for now. So for a bit of clarity, so I'm going to leave my drawing and this one and also this. So this still looks pretty positive in my opinion. We are above, I don't know what happened now. And where are my, there you are. Okay, so this is Apple, as I said, and we are now or we have now the possibility for an inverse head and shoulders. It's not textbook. It just basically looks like a 3D correction of the 9 perfectly, and then we are now moving higher. So this looks like a daily higher low and pretty healthy for now, in my opinion. Maybe we can pull up a channel. I mean, it's pretty steep. Yeah, I mean, it's not, it's working kind of, but I wouldn't draw it. So this looks like a daily higher low. You could have entered here. It's not so clear and not so good looking, this chart, in my opinion. Maybe we can pull up a Fibonacci. Yes, kind of. We are now at a 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. If we move above it and break around up to 300, I would once again look for resistance. Although this would be pretty bullish, I do think a rebound of 300 is likely. So Google, I mean, very similar, of course, to Apple. Actually, pretty much the same chart. The Fibonacci isn't really respected currently. Maybe it is about 0.382. But besides that, I don't think there's too much to talk about here. Yeah, I mean, we are now at the 200 daily moving average, this white line right here. But I would look actually for further consolidation here in this area. This is pretty positive in general. This is a sideways correction, and as I said, good for price. And also, yeah, I mean, the 3-day is still in the green and signaling at least short-term upside. So bullish in general along here. And Uber actually now moving and breaking above my key target of 2190 or 30 or yeah, I think I said 2190. So this is pretty important in my opinion. I mean, it's not the break I would look out for. I would have liked more follow through. I did like though that we broke above the with a green 2 above a green 1, signaling the first sign of bullishness, and then moving higher. We are now getting rejected actually here. I don't know why, but maybe tomorrow we will have a strong bullish day to the upside. We are though at pretty important resistance here around 32 down to 30. And of course 30 psychological will most likely act as resistance. So yeah, I mean, it will be pretty important what happens now. Maybe we will get a short retrace down to 228.50 and see a rebound. But this is so clear and so textbook here on Uber with this sharp V-shaped recovery, a higher low on the daily, then sideways consolidation perfectly around 28.50. Multiple times being rejected. I think over 10 times if I look at this chart. So I mean, almost 10 times. This is just textbook if you would be if you are a technical trader. So if you haven't established a position in Uber, I do think it's time. I mean, the time was down here. I did call it. If you look back at one of my latest videos on the stock market and Uber, then you will see so. So that was a good call. Yeah, and that's it actually for today's video. Thank you very much for sticking through and watching until the end. Pretty important actually, the times we're currently in. A lot of money to be made if you are looking at these things. So yeah, that's it. Hope you're going to have a great week, a great start into your week. I think I did. And yeah, stay safe and see you guys and girls, you people, back next time. Bye.